Yo, what's up everybody? Robot Vice here.
It's your turn to
And
talk.
today I am bringing you a full gameplay commentary. We're going to be going over a Lion Position 4 gameplay that I played recently.
Prepare for battle.
Um, I was actually able to, sorry, I was getting interrupted by all the hero lines. Um, I was partnered in this game, luckily, by Gaben, with one of my teammates, or ex-teammates, SMD, Scrooge McDuck. And so we decided, based on that we were going to double down this game. I apologize. My cat is unplugging my mouse at the moment. And we're back. So we're doubling down. We're tipping each other. We're, you know, stroking each other off and whatnot. And
30 seconds.
we'll get right into this gameplay. So obviously, you can get away with starting boots first online in most games due to the fact that you have this mana drain skill. You don't really need mana regen, and plus, your Impale is such low mana level 1 cost now. It's 70 mana that, you know, it's really not necessary for you to bring regen, and you can get away with this greedy boots first start. Here, it was bad by me trading there, but now we're just trying to contest and get these bounty runes. So I actually hit a pretty dope stun here, and we end up getting the bounty rune. Just one of them, though, due to the fact that they have 3 here, and they're actually tri-laning us. I actually forget how this tri-lane went. It was so low. It was like a couple days ago, so let's check it out here. We'll be into it together. And I believe my Nyx Assassin goes down here eventually. No, he gets away. So they're committing to a tri-lane for us. Nyx is TPing back to lane, which is not good for him. But meanwhile, in the top lane, because of their tri-lane, their Sand King gets first blooded, so that's good. And now what I'm going to be doing here is just kind of right-clicking the enemies and trying to keep them off my Nyx Assassin. We can't really kill them, nor... It's really hard for us, actually. This is a really hard lane, so all I'm trying to do is let Nyx stand in experience range, and if they go on him, I'm going to kill him. So what I go do right now is I'm going to go pull the creep wave, because this is completely unlaneable, okay? That's something you need to realize. I'm going to pause it really fast. Something you need to realize if the enemy is tri-laning you, or it's a dual lane where your offlaner is hard counterpicked, and he just like can't CS. You can't just sit here and let this lane continue being static the way it is, because that's what the enemies want. You need to change the lane equilibrium. You need to change the style of what's happening in the game. And that's what this is doing, is this is just mixing it up. You know, so I'm going to pull this, and eventually it'll either double wave back to them, or I'll pull it all the way through. Storm goes down mid. Earth Spirit just starts rotating out as soon as I went to pull the wave, which is unfortunate because now they're dual laning basically for the moment. But
Radiant's bottom tower is under
I end
attack.
up really screwing up this creep pull here. It's not the end of the world, but you can see now they're gonna get a double wave since these are running back here meeting up. So either way, like, I messed it up, yeah, but it's still, the creeps don't just disappear. Somehow Storm solo kills the Tinker after being ganked. I don't know how that happened, but again, my Storm gets ganked. But right now, we're kind of getting back into it now. Our Nyx is able to get some CS here, finally. Our Spectre's free farming, their Anti-Mage is free farming. But the big thing is we have a Spectre versus an Anti-Mage Tinker, okay? So we definitely have, like, the advantage hero-wise. We have Storm Spectre against a Tinker. Because this guy picked Tinker into a Spectre, and my mid just picked Storm, and then this guy picked Anti-Mage. So we end up just barely not being able to get him, and we end up finding the kill, which is great for us, but Nyx Assassin does go down. I tell Nyx Assassin to bring me clarity, but he doesn't, so. Now I'm completely out of mana. I think I just feed here, actually. Yeah, that was bad by me. I was trying to secure the range creeps there, and I misplayed, but it doesn't really matter. I have no mana, and I had to go back to base anyway, so free trip, not the end of the world. Storm gets ganked again, but like I said, this Sand King's having a rough time, just like we're having a rough time bottom, so. So what I do is I notice bot is pretty unlaneable and Nyx kind of just needs to get solo experience and try to sap. So what I do is I walk over here, I TP here just in time to stack this and this at the same time. You can pull this, click at 52 on a ranged hero. By the time the attack hits, it'll be 53. And then run over here as soon as you attack and stack this at 55. And you can stack both of these. You can do it on both sides. Start with the medium, go to the hard. So Storm gets jumped again, but this time I'm in position to turn the kill around. So we get a good counter kill. Abaddon's even here. And I run bottom. See, there's an arcane rune here, but Storm has his bottle coming out right now. Storm evades a gank. And bounty runes are coming up now. I noticed they're actually committing on to the Nyx, so we end up just getting 3 bounties in this case, which is totally worth it for this guy to die. There's 4 down here. So we get 3 bounty runes. Obviously, this isn't ideal. Lion isn't the greatest laner, nor is Nyx Assassin as a core, especially against an anti-mage in a tri-lane. I think in a dual lane scenario, this could have been much different, but in this tri-lane, like, we have no chance. So we're both off to a rough start. Yeah, Nyx is having a rough one. This will be his 3rd death. But that's life. So what I do is I go and I stack again. So now we have 2 triple stacks here. And I'm trying to let my Storm know. I'm like, hey, yo, dude. I don't know why he's doing this. Like, yo, dude, there's triple stacks. And he's like going over here to farm the jungle here. And I'm like, man, please go farm these. Like, you have a regen rune. He's not really listening. Then I'm like, alright, he can go jungle, take the stacks, and I'll get experience mid to catch up. That's the play. I miss all these CS. It's so fucking bad. I missed uphill. Yeah, the game's going pretty well. Our Storm and our Spectre are farming, and that's all that really matters. Sand King can obviously get farm no matter what. He can cut the lane and whatnot. Nyx doesn't really have that option, so it's pretty good for the Sand King. He can just jungle, go cut. And here again, I'm telling this Storm, like, yo, dude, I gave you triple stacks. You can see me circling it. Like, give me experience mid. Like, that's the whole point. But we end up using our first haunt to bottom. Find a kill onto the Shadow Shaman, but the Anti-Mage gets out. Look at their vision. They have a ward here and here. Both 5 minutes left on. They placed both those at the same time. That's insane. Oh, here I made a nice play. I knew the Earth Spirit was still around, so I told the Nyx to go, and I'll block the roll. So he tries to roll here, and I block it, which is pretty good by me. Good, like, heads-up play. Yeah, so now we've got this bottom lane secured. This anti-mage shows here again. Absolutely insane. And Spectre just TP's back to top, now with no haunt. So Storm took the stacks now, or some of them, because he didn't get this. And then we're trying to let him know that there's another stack down here that he could take. They end up rotating back into bottom just because. So normally when you make this rotation with your carry, you're going to secure this bottom tower. But due to the fact that we have like really bad tower push, that we couldn't even secure this tower. We would need all 3 of our cores here hitting the tower to secure it. But in this case, we can't. What's going on? Yikes. It's a bug. It's a replay bug or whatever. Oh, it's fixed. Okay. So, I end up tanking the gank here for my boy. End up surviving somehow, so it works out. And they've just been hard tri-laning, but like I said, it's still working out in our favor. You can see we have a 1k gold lead, despite the difference between the Sand King and the Nyx is 1,000 difference, which is pretty significant if you think about it. Our mid and safe lane are farming so well due to the stacks and how, because they hard committed to that tri-lane. They did rotate mid quite a bit, but so find a kill onto Shadow Shaman here. Bounty runs in 20 seconds. I think I would say that I'm like probably the person on the team that typically recognizes and calls out the bounty rune timings. I think in public matches, it's even at this rating, even at 7k MMR, it's still like people just don't recognize it as much, which is kind of insane. So by doing that, we get 3 bounties. I end up dodging that shit, and all good to go. That's my favorite chat line right now. I spam that in pubs. Try to keep it relatively PMA. My cat just unplugged my mouse again. I gotta get a new mouse. This thing is so sensitive and gets unplugged all the time. It's really annoying. So yeah, I'm still not level 6, even with the tome, so I'm trying to like sap and get my level 6 as early as possible. I notice here that I don't really need to be there, so what I do is I go to stack again. And right now we're trying to hold this top tower. It's kind of the battle in these high-rated games is for the opposite safe lane tower, the off lane tower, I guess. So here, just about level 6, Sand King goes for me, and ow. I get my level 6, and I'm like, who am I fingering? No one, because I get mana voided as well. They really didn't like me in this game. They went for me quite a bit. But kind of a lost fight for us, I would say. We lose both our supports. So I TP back in here now. I have the finger. I end up buying the other tome and just hold it because the Abaddon didn't want it. So they drop the Shaman Wards mid, and we make sure that we defend it. The mid and your safe lane towers are the most important. Storm goes in here and jumps. He gets the Vortex. All I do is just impale finger. I get my first finger kill of the game, and that's one stack, baby. A good target to use it on, get the Tinker.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
So right now I finish up this magic wand. I do it quite a bit. A lot of players don't like to finish the magic stick and into the magic wand. I like it on supports, especially just because the stats you get, it's just like a little tiny bit of stats. I don't know if it's any good or not, but I always finish it whenever I have like 250 extra gold. So here we catch the anti-mage. We can go back a bit and see how we set this up. So what I do is I notice we have a ward. So this is something you need to recognize too, is playing around your wards and abusing your vision on the map, okay? So you notice that we have 2 wards here, okay? And to make sure that you take advantage of those wards being there. So if you have wards somewhere, you should probably play around those wards. A lot of players will just ward somewhere and no one even cares. It's just there and it just goes unused. But here, I'd call over the Nyx Assassin to smoke. I know that we have Haunt available, so it's basically having 3 heroes in the smoke. And I'm like, alright, let's get this anti-mage. I want Nyx Assassin to go first. He was running more towards bottom, so he took his time. But here, I get the Hex off first, and we find ourselves a good kill on the anti-mage. So now I'm calling my team over to the mid tower. I just want to apply pressure here and see if we can catch anybody as they TP in. You notice here we scout out the Sand King TPing in, and they end up actually catching our Storm. He gets silenced up and kind of just perma-stunned despite me canceling the Shaman Shackles. And it ends up going really poorly for us. It's not good. But they did rotate 5 heroes there, so we do just have our Spectre free farming still, which is nice.
Jax thinks Radiant's bottom tower is about to fall. And he's wrong.
And right now, I wouldn't do this if I was not in a pub. If this was a competitive game, I would never go up here and farm this, I don't think. Just because it's a pub game and I want some farm, I walk up here, making sure that I have my TP available. I could have probably TP'd there and gotten 1 or 2 more creeps, but it's just not worth it. So here, I run in for the bounties. I don't give a shit if I die. I really don't. I'm just trying to get the bounty rune for my Spectre. So she's almost got her Radiance, and that's all I care about. I don't care about my life in that case. So sometimes good to sacrifice yourself for bounty runes. Okay, so just something to keep in mind. It's not always good. It's good if you're a support. But if you have a kill streak or you are a core, do not sacrifice yourself for bounty runes. So here, they jump in again. My Storm gets silenced up, but the Earth Spirit messes up and kicks the Storm away. I get the Shackle, or the Hex, into the 2-man Impale. We take out the Anti-Mage. pretty good for us. So we turned that around nicely. Right now we don't really have any aggressive vision besides the ward behind the mid tower. And I decide I'm just going to go Ags this game. I think that between the Nyx Assassin and the Storm Spirit, we have enough catch. As far as like jumping the Anti-Mage or jumping the Tinker. You know, a Blink Dagger definitely wouldn't be bad here, but I'm prioritizing the damage over the jump, I suppose. So I'm just going for Aghanims. I end up DCing here. I think my internet crashed. And my internet's been crashing lately, and it like shuts off my stream. It really sucks. So now that we have Radiance, so right now you'll see that we have Haunt available with Radiance. Now we are going to start forcing objectives. You see how we've waited 17 minutes to really force an objective. Okay, we've gotten picks around the map and whatnot and defended our towers as much as we could. They have all 3 tier 1s. We don't have a single tier 1. But that's just the nature of our lineup. They have a Shadow Shaman, you know, so they are much better at pushing towers. So now that we have our Radiance, you can see us 4 grouping up to take an objective. So here, I'm thinking the Tinker might blink into here, but he ends up not. I just finger the Earth Spirit, but... Oh, I do end up getting the charge. Nice. So, my Spectre here, I just run in. You can see what I do here. This is just something like I think of doing. I'm not sure if this is even good. You guys let me know if you think it is, but in this case, my Spectre is getting jumped, and what I do is I just put myself in front of him in the way of the enemies, okay? So I just walk in here, I know I'm gonna die, and I just do that. And my Spectre survives, and I think that's the correct move. I'm not sure if I just impale and walk away, but I definitely I'm not quite sure. Storm ends up going down here, but I think it's still good for us. I think. So here, I was going to make a play on the Earth Spirit. It definitely wasn't the right move. It was a bad move. I wasted a smoke for that. And I think I end up dying, actually. Yeah, it was a bad move. So I pick up a casual Bracer. I know, I'm like, alright, I need to tank up a little bit versus Tinker. And they just keep jumping me.
Goodness gracious, Papa Ball! Easiest money at my life!
I see for you a future full of death.
They keep on pausing while our Nyx Assassins DC'd. And I've got the 3rd tome coming out, so I'm going to be level 12 here. And now I have my level 2 finger. Spectre haunts bottom just to get away. He got jumped. Then my Storm ends up going down. So they're definitely starting to get the game back in their control a little bit. You can see they have the gold lead now. And they're just taking advantage of the fact that our Nyx Assassin is just DC'd. So our 2nd round of pauses come back. Sorry, I'm just trying to skip through all this. Storm gets jumped again bottom, but this time, I don't know what they were thinking. Tinker jumps in even, so I end up getting another finger kill, and we get both of them, because they were making a play as two for some reason. So definitely not a good play by them. So we haunted mid now, and we're trying to jump somebody. Get the Earth Spirit and the Shadow Shaman, and then we end up getting the Sand King. We find the Tinker here. I get a stun out. We get the Tinker kill, so definitely worth it for the Storm Spirit in this case. I take the DD because our Storm's dead and our Spectre is bottom, and I'm just trying to finish up my Ag Scepter. Bounty runes in 5 seconds. And we get 3 once again. So, good for us. I'm really close to my Ags. So I'm just trying to finish it right now. So let's see, we got 1,000 damage, basically, before reduction on Finger. So now we have the AoE. The big spike, though, is you can see the level 3 ulti with Scepter is a 20-second cooldown. It's pretty nutty. So here, catch the Shadow Shaman on the side. And I get the Finger. Let's go back. Go back here and talk about this. So we know that they're top, and we pushed in bottom to the point where they have to react. So there's a good chance that someone is TPing bottom to defend. So like here, but they do have a Tinker, so it makes it a little bit different. But so we fort the tower top, and we jump them in top at this moment. So on the side, we catch the Shadow Shaman because they have no vision. And just before the Anti-Mage gets away, my Finger somehow still gets him. So, nice Finger kill. We'll take it. And I'm like, let's do Roche right now while Anti-Mage is dead. And I'm like, Storm Spirit, please come. Like, I know you don't have full mana, but we need your damage because we have a Spectre. Like, we need the damage. So I'm in here hitting this shit. Everyone else is farming. Here comes Storm. So we get the Aegis, and now the game's looking a little bit better. It's still a very close game. Anything can really happen. Our next big timing is going to be the Storm BKB, who he now has it. So that's going to be our, like, right now we are so strong with Aegis on Storm. We have Haunts in 5 seconds. I use my Finger mid just to farm a creep wave. Storm jumps to Shadow Shaman, and they end up chain feeding a bit. We almost catch the Tinker, but he just barely gets away. If anyone was wondering about the talents, I think there can be games for both talents. I'm gonna go back a second because I don't want to deal. This march noise is really annoying. Anyways, so I think the 90 damage can be good in some games. I think it's really good for farming. Like, I know Yapsor gets the 90 damage a lot because he can hit neutral creeps and play greedy. but I'm not as greedy as Yapsor is, so I think the 100 cast range is definitely good, especially versus a Tinker. Like all these heroes, the cast range is really good against. And then level 15, I don't think there's ever a game where I would go the plus 200 finger of death damage unless it was just like a snowball stomp. I think the 150 GPM is just like what this hero needs to keep up and farm with other position 4 heroes. So if you're wondering about that, there's that. So here we scout out the anti-mage walking out. I get the quick hex thanks to our ward. And I'm trying to wait out the full duration. I whiff the stun in slow motion, but I get the finger. It was tough to see around the fog. I didn't know where he was going. I swear, I swear. Then we need to help our Spectre right now because she's getting shackled, or he, I don't know if it's he or she. And yeah, we end up killing the anti-mage and now we are good to go. Abaddon does go down, but we don't even have this tier 2 tower yet, so we're in deep. I end up just going down. Meanwhile, shit's going down. Team's kind of diving top while we're dead, which isn't necessarily bad. We end up blowing the Storm Aegis. He jumps back in like a psycho. Has his BKB though, so he's good to go. And Storm is fucked. Storm dies. The Tinker barely gets away with like 1 HP. I smoked myself before I TP in because I want to try to get the jump on the Tinker if he blinks up, but he doesn't. So, blew a smoke and we lost our Storm, so not good. I'm getting the other smokes out because I'm calling my team. As soon as Storm's up, I want to go make a play with the next Haunt. But here, I'm searching for the anti-mage because we scattered him out and we smoked up just to try to get the jump on him. Here we can scout out the Sand King. Get ourselves another finger kill. Level 20, obviously, I took the 500 health. I don't think the +2 mana drain target is very good compared to the 500 health. So now I'm just KSing everything with this low CD on finger and Aether Lens. So here, I'm walking at this anti-mage again. I want to try to find him. Storm finds an arcane rune, so I'm like, alright boys, let's go. This is the time. Storm arcane rune. Haunt up. Let's go. So we start running at the top bounties, and I get the jump on the anti-mage again, and he barely gets away. I don't know what. Let's see what our Storm. I was wondering what my Storm was doing during this time, so let's see. Storm is right here with an arcane rune full mana. But for some reason, he doesn't jump. He uses it, but he jumps after the blink. So, big misplay by him. I feel like, yeah. That could have been just like the game right there, because Anti-Mage doesn't even have buyback. Storm jumps top, forces the BKB on Earth Spirit, but Earth Spirit doesn't have his TP for 5 seconds. So I'm chasing him down, I'm running after him. You get the Hex, into the Impale, into the Finger. So now we've got 8 stacks on this Finger, and I'm like, what do I buy? And I think I end up going for a Kaya just for fun. Yeah.
Invisibility.
So now at this point, we're kind of just waiting for the next Roche. We haven't got a tier 3 tower yet. So again here, this anti-mage jumps out to farm a creep wave. And I guess he's trying to cut the creep wave or something. Super greedy by him. But he jumps in. And thanks to my ether lens, took me a while to react, but blink hex. We just take out the anti-mage. He's got buyback now, though. Spectre's already in deep middle. Anti-mage buys back. I get the finger onto the Earth Spirit, but I end up getting mana voided, go down. Nyx Assassin goes down. Storm ends up going down as well. Tinker buys back, I buy back, because my main priority is just saving the Spectre. So I thought something was still going to happen, but yeah, he goes down. I grab this haste rune. I know that they're doing Roche now, since we decided, I don't know why we were there, just dumb shit. But Abaddon buys back. We're just trying to delay them at Roche. Storm buys back now. And I get the finger onto the Tinker. I get the catch onto him. And that's a Tinker dieback. Then we catch the Sand King as well. So I'm going to time my stun with the Aegis kind of going out, trying, and Earth Spirit goes down. Get another finger. And I'm going to go Shrine, since finger's so much goddamn mana. But we're almost level 25. Definitely take the AoE Hex in most games. I think the 1000 Earth Spike range is kind of a meme. I don't know. I feel like in this game it might have been decent. Not good against anti-mage, but it could be good at like canceling a shackle from a long way away or catching the Tinker. Could be interesting, but it's so hard to line up. Here, this is a really, really bad play by me. I should just be mid right now, but I got greedy and was like, alright, I'm just going to go get the bounty runes since I don't really contribute anything, because they're not going to fight us right now, right? So I'm like, alright, I'll just go get the bounty runes. And I get jumped with this as a dieback for me, so I can't like buy back and be here if a fight breaks out. So this was a really poor play by me. And I end up just feeding. Taking the team a while to buy some dust. And Sand King gets into his fountain. But we end up killing them all. Kind of. Tinker's got his BKB now. And our Aegis is expended. And the team is just calling to back off and take shrines right now. And this is the big thing, is like running up these high grounds, because then you can defend the high grounds. Storm just zips away, which is a really bad play, because now they're going to jump us. Because they saw the Storm zip through mid up to top. So they know he can't be here because he used all of his mana to go to the top bounty runes. So now they try to jump us. but they end up not getting anything. So it could have been really poor, but it ends up not being terrible.
That's playing to win, baby.
So a fight breaks out mid, but so let's see, we'll see what happened here. So they end up taking a smoke towards us while like I'm still dead, and I end up respawning just in time. They get the jump onto our two heroes, but it's an Abaddon and a Spectre. And so I impale, big finger, and then Anti-Mage just fucking goes for me for some reason. Asshole. Then Tinker gets jumped, and he ends up going down, so it's a Tinker dieback.
Radiant's middle barracks.
And they make the call to just go for the throne. And we ended up winning the game. So a double down win. There's definitely, I would say we played decently. I think we could have played the lane slightly better. And we made a few like big mistakes, like as far as our positioning wasn't so good, and that death down bottom on the bounty runes was not so good. But besides that, I think we played fairly well. Got some really big picks on the anti-mage and the tinker. And yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this commentary, learned something. I kind of just ramble and talk during this. I hope something educational was about this, but yeah. Thank you for watching, guys, and I will see you guys on the next video.